Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I did not know I needed Zaddy Groot in my life, but what is going on? I'm sorry about my weird dancing, okay? Dead dance, but yeah. A couple weeks ago, we got data mine saying that we're getting a new seasonal for Groot. And I was really curious to see what they were gonna do for him this time around because Groot has been a seasonal before, baby Groot in the Christmas uniform. And I gotta say, like, I didn't think we would get tropical vacation Groot. You know what I'm saying? Sipping on whatever he's sipping on, age appropriately, coming in with the water glizzy. I'm sorry, excuse me. Yo, I gotta show this to the wife and see how she feel about this because Groot looking like a snack. I ain't gonna hold you. Pause. Okay. I don't want to bark. You know what? Damn. And of course, we got my girl Emma Frost. Heating up the summer with her sexy self. Anyways, yeah, so that's the thing. It's happening. And if anything or anyone or any two characters can save this snooze fest of a Fantastic Four update, it might just be this duo right here, which is kind of crazy because it's not two characters that you would ever imagine seeing together. Makes me wonder who at the dev department decided that these were the two characters that they were gonna put together. Kudos to them. Like, what I'm saying, they were onto something. Maybe not so much with Groot in terms of the amount of money that they could make. Maybe, I don't know. Well, it's a crystal uniform, right? But yeah, I'm here for it. Obviously, I'm gonna pick up both. And the reason why I say maybe not so much with the Groot uniform is because if they keep him as just a support for the Guardians of the Galaxy, most people will skip over him. But if they branch him out, make him branch out, then they might actually, make a lot more money, a lot more sales with this uniform. But anyways, over on the forums, this is what they had to say to us. Let me just pull this up right here. It says the two superheroes are ready to beat the heat with their cool new summer looks this year. The queen beneath the palms. Check out the new looks and abilities of these superheroes. One sporting a stylish swimsuit, while the other has transformed into a palm tree. Yo, I can't with these guys, man. I can't. These uniforms, I think, are gonna be some of my favorite in terms of how they look. I might actually have to at some point, rank these seasonals in terms of their visuals, and I'm hoping that they actually have some some summer theme skills. But besides that, I know for sure, I'm gonna say it right now, my queen is getting instant tier 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love me some Emma Frost, and if they add on to what she already has, I know for a fact that she's gonna be a staple for TDA, AC, Otherworld Battle, and maybe, just maybe, Timeline Battle. I don't want to jump the gun. As you can see, I have rank 75. At one point, I was in the top 20 with my Emma Frost, but I've fallen because I don't have a 6-star artifact, and when I was desperate, I committed blasphemy against the queen and removed a couple of her Odins, but they will be coming back home for damn sure. I've been itching to tier 4 somebody. I'm glad that it's gonna be Emma Frost, because if you look at Emma Frost's kit, she got penetration in the kit, so we don't have to worry about them giving her anything that she didn't have before. She already has iframe ignore, she has 85% damage reduction, she got 40% HP, she got guaranteed dodge, so she got survivability, penetration, iframe ignore. She has all the makings of a fantastic, pun intended, PvP character. Everything is just here. So all they gotta do is just give us the tier 4, which obviously is gonna happen. Maybe juice up her damage a couple notches. And I think on her uniform, she gets a little bit of energy attack. Yeah, 20%. You know them, they might bump it to 25. You got, incapacitation on the uniform. So she has everything. And by the way, we got reflect. You know what I'm saying? We got reflect. So we got reflect, iframe ignore, accumulation. I'm pretty sure it's on the 3rd skill as well, right? Yeah, we got accumulation, we got damage reduction, we got HP, and we got incapacitation. There's not much that she's missing. Like, Emma Frost is truly a fantastic character that is set up for greatness. So it would be nice if she got a big buff in the new uniform, since it's gonna be a paywall uniform. I'm sorry for all you Emma Frost, but they say diamonds are a girl's best friend, and diamonds cost money, even though kind of a waste of money to buy a whole bunch of sparkling rocks. But anyways, my point is the females always cost money. This is no exception. Emma Frost, Crystal Wall character, is now going to become a paywall character. I don't see them making her a PvE character, because if you look at her kit and you look at the history of Emma Frost, even though she was decent, she was never top tier for PvE. And with the fact that we just got Storm, and she's also a blast mutant, free to play, and she's like honestly one of the best characters in the game, I highly doubt they're gonna eclipse Storm. They could, and if they wanted to make money, I guess I don't want to say should, right? But it would be silly to do that, right? Because you can make a lot of money on both characters by making them great for different things. You can make a ton of crystal sales on the Storm uniform, making it so that pretty much everyone buys her. And then you could do the same thing with Emma Frost, like, make her amazing for as many PvP game modes as possible. Because right now, she's just kind of in between. She's like an AC character, because of the reflect and all of the great things that I just highlighted in her kit. Groot, however, is not in such a similar place. And I gotta say, out of all of the Groot uniforms that they've sold to us in the history of this character existing, this one that he has is by far my favorite, because it was fun to play, easy to use, it was super proc friendly. You could literally just go 3 for accumulation, 4 insta cancel into 5, and the 5th skill was actually pretty cool. Let me turn on the SFX. Like, it's actually a pretty cool skill. I guess this one doesn't have the SFX. It's the tier 3 that has the SFX, right? I am Groot! Like that. Look at my guy, bro. Like, honestly, by far one of the coolest Groot uniforms. And yeah, without the SFX, you can instantly, well, even with SFX, you can instantly cancel it. I think, right? Yeah. I remember. My memory might be going, but I still remember some things, right? So it's one of those uniforms that's super proc friendly and fun to play, easy to use. You could literally just go 6, 3, 5, 4, or sorry, 4, 5. Anyways, point is, fantastic. One of the best uniforms they've ever made for him, and on top of that, it was also a support for the Fantastic Four's on my mind for the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm curious to see what they're gonna do for him this time around, because no one really cares about the Guardians like that. It's unfortunate, right? But no one really cares about them like that. Most people will not tier 4 Star-Lord or Gamora. As you can see, I have one. I like Star-Lord. I think he's pretty good. Gamora is also really good, but most people are not going to buy a 1750 uniform for Groot just to buff those 2 characters. So I think what they could do here is they could remove, since this is a seasonal uniform that's never going to be discounted and all that jazz, right? They could just remove the need for the Guardians of the Galaxy and keep these buffs similar or make them better, bump the 40% extra damage the boss type up to 45 or 50, remove the need for it to be Guardians of the Galaxy and just make it all allies. That would actually be pretty cool. And then same thing for the healing as well. Besides that, I don't really know what they're gonna do for Groot, because Groot has always been a support character offering healing. He also has revive in his kit, so he could possibly become a PvP support, maybe. Do we have a combat character that gives you debuff removal? Like if he had that, is Exodus is universal, right? I can't remember off the top of my head. Do we have a combat character that gives you debuff removal for PvP? I don't think so, right? There's so many characters that give it now that it slips my mind. Anyways, point is, they definitely could like make it some so there's a synergy between Emma Frost and Groot by making them both PvP characters. I'm assuming Groot is gonna be tier 4 as well because it would be silly to not do that so that they could make as much money as possible. Anyways, ladies and gents, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Emma Frost getting a brand new uniform after long overdue, right? She was on the list of characters that were voted upon, so that just leaves, I believe, Medusa, because now we have Crescent and Emma getting their uniforms. I think it's just Medusa that's left, so Medusa might either be coming for Halloween as a paywall or winter as a paywall. Might be what they do, you know, but we'll see. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments though. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Gonna be fun times. Hopefully they don't fumble, because if they remove like her iframe, you're doing something stupid like that, bro, I'm gonna be mad as you know what, let me not get worked up. Woosah, Emma Frost is finally here, baby. Let's go.